if you're a service member, you know exactly how hard it is to train well, to eat well, to live a good, moderated, healthy lifestyle in the stressful, chaotic circumstances that you live and work in, right? So whether you're a firefighter, cop, military, paramedic, any branch of service, it's chaotic. You might be on call, you might be on deployment. It really just depends on the branch of service. And there are some specifics, right, for each one, for each specific realm that matter. But overall, stressful, chaotic, just not a lot of time to do the normal baseline things that result in good health and fitness. So I'm going to talk to you service members specifically about two things that we can do to kind of get your life, your health and fitness back in order. Real quick, my name is Patrick Spencer. I'm a hybrid personal trainer, hybrid fitness coach. So I do online and in-person training. I'm going on about 6 years, been able to help a whole bunch of individuals, and most of them, not exclusively, but mostly in the service industry. So that is actually a niche. You guys, y'all service members, kind of found me. That is a niche that sort of found me by accident. That warrior ethos, which is exactly what we're going to circle back to by the end of this video. That warrior ethos is the thing that I've always embodied and lived by. And I think it's just something that, you know, as I built my audience and all, y'all started to really resonate with. And so it's been great. It was not planned, but service members, you know, those of y'all I'm talking to right now, are mostly who I work with. And so let's dive into it. We got to talk about your training and nutrition, because those are the two things that are hardest to manage in a chaotic, stressful environment. So number one, given how busy you guys are, we just first and foremost we got to cut time off our workouts. We just have to. I know, you know, y'all are, you know, big masculine dudes, right? And so I know you love your weights, you love your strength training. And sometimes that stuff, right, if we have to take 3 to 5 minutes rest between sets, we're not going to get into a lot of programming specifics now. But those are variables that are really going to lengthen our training sessions. And so we just, to keep it very simple, have to cut the time down. So we need to ballpark 30-minute sessions. I mean, anywhere from 15 to 45. An hour realistically for you guys is just going to ballpark be too much. Y'all don't, if you have it on a given day, that's cool, that's fine, and those are all programming specifics, but we want to ballpark about 30-minute sessions. And we just really, circuit training is one of the best ways you can do this. It's not exclusively the only way. You know, you can superset. Again, programming specifics aside, and if that's something I can help you with, I'm always here to do so. But ballpark 30-minute workouts, ramp that intensity up. We got to cram our sets in. We got to cut it down. We got to cut the overall time down. Y'all don't have an hour, 2 hours to be training in the gym. So we got to ballpark about 30-minute training sessions and just really focus on getting your intensity up. Number two, the nutrition is the other thing that goes hand in hand with number one, goes hand in hand with training and a healthy lifestyle, but also goes hand in hand right down the drain for you guys, for each service member. So being as busy as you are, whether you're, you know, in the car a lot as a cop, I mean, whether you're, you know, in the station as a fireman, it really doesn't matter. There's different circumstances that are going to set you up. Oh, well, I mean, kind of do set you up for failure nutritionally, but they just set you up for difficulty. So the circumstances in which you live, it's hard to get those home-cooked meals. A lot of it's the busyness. I mean, look, like for an example, if you're a firefighter, right? Now, I know y'all tend to have kitchens and whatnot in the station, but like if you're a firefighter, you're coming off of 24, you are not trying to do anything except go home and go to sleep, right? So it's just stuff like that. So what we really gotta do is have our meal prepping time. Whether you gotta take a few slots during the week, one large slot at a time, we've got to be able to get our macros locked and loaded. So Tupperware, lunchbox at work, you know, call it emergency meals if you want to. But we cannot be doing, right, the fast food repeatedly. We cannot be, and there's two things. You know, number one, it's not even the macros, because, right, hypothetically, you can get your macros in a McDonald's, right, the cliche fast food example. You can get the macros, but it's the nutritional quality. Now, again, we're going to keep that very simple. Over time, that nutritional quality or lack thereof builds up, and that's where you really start deteriorating. The second thing that really goes under the radar, and this is not fitness, but it's part of all our lives, is the financial aspect. Those dollars you're constantly spending eating out oh my God, it adds up, right? I mean, you'll probably spend, just ballparking, right, like $15 per meal eating out, where you'd probably spend $5 at home, because you do have to. I mean, obviously you're buying ingredients, but the cost difference is just drastic. So your wallet's going to take a beating, and your health is going to take a beating. So we've got to be able to meal prep. We've got to be able to have that stuff locked and loaded and on hand. Again, that's like programming specifics. Those are nutritional specifics and the macro specifics. We're going to leave the specifics aside for right now, but you got to be able to do that. So look, we have to cut our training time down, and we have to have our macro friendly meals ready to go. All right, so coming full circle back, talk about the warrior ethos. Like I said, we would. That is precisely why this all matters. So if you are a service, cop, firefighter, military, don't care what kind, and some of y'all are more conscious of this than others, but on some level, the thing that has brought you into the field that you work in and that you live in, because it is a lifestyle, let's not kid ourselves, is that you fundamentally are a warrior. So you possess the warrior ethos, even if you are not super conscious of it. Like I said, some of y'all are more conscious of it than others. But on a very baseline level, the reason you serve, the reason you do something that is, if not literally, then essentially soldiering, warrior ethos. You believe in it. I mean, it's just what you are. There's something in your literal genetic code. Like, that's not a joke. Like, genetics are a real thing, and there is something genetically coded in you to be the warrior. So the reason that matters is that, ironically enough, in these positions, in these service positions, the things that make you a warrior, or made you a warrior in the first place, the thing that make any good warrior a warrior, are the things that get taken from you. And those are really, it's the Holy Trinity. It's the two things we've talked about: training, nutrition, and the other one is sleep. Now, we're not going to get into sleep. Put a massive footnote at the bottom of the page for some other time. Sleep is the thing that founds it all drain. But emphasis for now on training and nutrition, and the sleep. Those are the 2 or 3 pillars that forge a warrior, that make a warrior and make you, a progressively better and better one. And they are the very things that are taken from you in these positions of service, because the emphasis in a position of service is the job at hand. It's not so much about, they expect you to walk in that warrior prepared already, and ironically it undoes the warrior. So, a bit philosophical, we're not going to get into all that, but you have to be very careful that the thing that brought you in there is not the very thing that is undone. So you owe it to you to be the warrior that you are, to be the warrior that took you there in the first place, and just really try to remember it, because the thing that brought you in there was being a warrior in the first place. So be true to it. I expect you guys to remain true to the warrior ethos. If there's anything I can do to assist you in programming, answering questions, whatever it be, hit me up. We got a long road to walk. More than anything, be true to yourself, be the warrior. I'll see you soon.